What's up, YouTube? Want to see all the cool swag I picked up on my Christmas vacation, as well as, just from Christmas itself? I got the tree here, haven't bothered putting it away yet, but either way, if you want to see all the cool swag I picked up, stay tuned! How can I hold all of these? Welcome back. Now, as I was saying earlier, I went on a vacation during Christmas time and over New Year's and whatnot, went down to Florida with my family. It was a really cool, fun experience. Got to do a lot of really cool things. And there'll be some episodes coming up here in the future where I review some of the restaurants that I ate at and go over some of the food and things that I picked up while I was on vacation as well. So stay tuned for that. That should be pretty interesting. But right now, I basically just want to go over the cool stuff that I picked up while I was down there, as well as, what all I got for Christmas. So let's start off with, well, what I received for Christmas. Now, this first bit of stuff here is stuff that I did not purchase, but I did receive, and I very much appreciate these gifts, and they will wind up going onto my shelf and into my collection. So let's get started. First up, well, Rude Sean knows that I like My Little Pony. And, I like to collect little figures and things from time to time. And so, well, while I've kind of slacked on the blind bag grabbing, the first couple of sets of blind bags that came out here in the U.S., I actually went out and tried to buy them all. In fact, I bought a couple of boxes. Ever since then, I've kind of weaned off on it, not necessarily needing to collect all of them, and I don't really have a place to put them all. But she did pick up a couple of blind bag figures for me, 3 different bags. So we got one here from this rainbow collection. I dropped it here. Let's pick it up. It's here from this rainbow collection, and then 2 here from this rainbow diamond collection or whatnot. So, well, let's see what ponies I got. This first one here is Luckette. So here we go, a nice little Applejack clone, basically. I mean, look at her. She's definitely an Applejack clone. But either way, that's kind of cool. So that's Luckette. Alright, next up, these ones are kind of cool because they're all glittery and whatnot. And what did I pick up? Well, I got Fluttershy. That's right, y'all, Fluttershy. One of the nice things is early on these blind bag figures, Fluttershy was basically just a Rainbow Dash clone. She didn't have her own style and everything. She just looked like Rainbow Dash. As you can see here from the picture. They updated the figure. They didn't update the picture, unfortunately. But either way, though, that's still kind of cool. And yeah, I got myself a little Fluttershy. Now I need to find a Rainbow Dash to sit next to her. Otherwise, she's going to be lonely. Because, well, Fluttershy always gets lonely without Rainbow Dash, at least in this household. Yes, I ship it. Alright, next up, what do we got here? Yes, if she'll ever come out of the bag, I have Green Jewel. There she is. And as you can see, as far as the casting goes, she is a Pinkie Pie clone. Though, she doesn't exactly look like it from the picture. But I guess they only have so many castings that they go with. Either way, though, that's cool. I got 3 more blind bag figures to add to my lovely little collection of blind bags. Alright. Moving right along. Ruchan knows that I like music, and in fact we both like similar styles of music, so she actually got a few pieces of music for me, which wound up being really cool to have because that's more stuff that I was able to rip, add to my iPod, and, well, listen on the way to Florida, because we drove. And for any of you who don't quite understand the distance, it's about a good 22 some odd hour drive, especially with the stops that we usually do between Michigan and Florida. So that's a lot of time to sit in the car. And honestly, after this last trip, I'm looking to fly next time. But either way, she picked me up Ben Folds 5 Live, which is the live album of the Ben Folds 5 tour that they did after they got back together and made their first album in years. I love Ben Folds, been a big fan for quite some time, so it was cool to actually own this and take a look. Alright, and the next three are all from the exact same band. And what is that band? Well, that band is Lemon Jelly. I love me some Lemon Jelly. It's very low-key, mild-toned electronic music, basically. And it's really good stuff. I made an AMV to a Lemon Jelly song, actually. I believe it was 64, aka Go. Really, really cool, fun song. Has William Shatner in it as the vocals and whatnot. But either way, it's really cool. So she got me 3 Lemon Jelly CDs. We got this one here. We've got Lemon Jelly KY. And then we've got 64 to 95. This first one here is, I don't remember the name of this one, but either way, this is really cool. It's got some good music on it. Elements is really cool. Ramblin' Man, Closer, The Curse of Khazar, Nice Weather for Ducks. That's a really, really iconic, interesting, fun song. There's a lot of really good music. I highly recommend Lemon Jelly if you ever have a chance to take a listen, pick it up or whatnot. Heck, do what I do. Hop on Pandora, type in Lemon Jelly, and see what it gives you. A lot of really good stuff. That's basically where I found out about Lemon Jelly, was through Pandora. So, hey, either way though, lots of cool stuff. Alright, moving right along. Next up is, well, actually a gift that I purchased for myself. I didn't have a chance to pick this up when it first came out back in December. I needed to spend the money elsewhere in order to make sure I could have a nice fun time and whatnot. And well, I had a little bit of money left over in my funds for for the vacation, and decided to finally pick up a copy of Guardians of the Galaxy. 'Cause why not? I'm a Marvel fan. I love superhero movies, and this was really good. This is one of the best movies of 2014, and I'm glad to finally own a copy, have it in my hands, and hopefully get a chance to watch it very, very soon. Unfortunately, I have a lot of stuff to watch. Next one up on the list, going back to stuff that I received, most of the stuff came from Ruchan and her family, so that was really cool. What I got here is X-Men Days of Future Past. Hadn't had a chance to pick this a copy of this up for myself in previous times, and so it was on my Christmas list, and Ruchan got it for me. So awesome to own a copy of this. This was really good. I love the remake that they've done over the last 2 movies as far as the X-Men franchise goes. I think they're basically kind of spinning it into a good thing, even though it's not exactly X-Men in the same world as the Avengers. But it'd be really cool to actually see these forms of X-Men with the Avengers. All right, next up on the list is well, the second copy of this movie that I now own, and that is The Hobbit: Desolation of Smaug Extended Edition. I already own the Desolation of Smaug, the original theatrical cut, but now I've got the extended edition. I've been wanting to get the extended edition. I picked up the extended edition of the first Hobbit movie, and I loved it. It added just enough of the good stuff that I've been wanting to see, a lot more of the music and the fun things, and so I'm really hoping that we get a little bit more of the stuff from the book that I really liked in this movie, because to be honest, the Desolation of Smaug didn't have a whole lot of book in it. But either way, it was still a pretty good movie. And I went and saw the third one recently, and I thought that was really good too. It was a nice way to wrap up what Peter Jackson had done. All right. This next one here is, well, not a movie. It's actually a TV show. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. If you have not started following this and you're a fan of Marvel or into the whole current modern movie Marvel universe, you should really take a gander into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's TV show, so it's not as grandiose as the movies and whatnot, and it doesn't deal with any of these superheroes for the most part. There are a few side characters that show up throughout here, and of course movie tie-ins. This ties into the Thor movie as well as the recent Captain America movie, which made for some interesting things. I saw the Captain America movie and I'm like, how is this going to affect Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? And oh my, did it ever affect it, and things have just been going crazy ever since. I really enjoyed this, and now I own it and can go back and watch it on Blu-ray whenever I feel like it. Okay, last up of my non-anime dealings is, well, The Giver. A lot of people might be wondering, why would you want The Giver? I mean, it's not like it's Twilight or Divergent or Hunger Games. No, it's the original dystopian future movie. It's the original young adult dystopian future book. You probably have read The Giver back in junior high school. I read it back in the 8th grade. And one of the things I had to do was write a ending to the book, because it ends kind of on a bit of a cliffhanger. So they had us, for our final for the book thing was to write a end to it, and I was the only one who, through that, obtained 120% on my final because of what I wrote. I used to write short stories all the time. The only reason I don't write short stories is because I now write novels and do other creative projects. But yeah, I thought this is a really good adaptation of the book for the movie form. The book's really wordy. This cuts down a lot of the wordiness and whatnot. So it was really cool. It's really cool to actually own a copy of this now, and I can sit down and watch it. Jeff Bridges, I can't actually see anybody other than him being the giver. So that's really cool. Okay, on to the other nerdy stuff, the animes and whatnot. So let's start off with some more non-animes. I forgot about these two items I had here, but that's okay. The first up that I got is Final Fantasy 13-3 Lightning Returns. Yeah, that's right. I haven't picked up a copy of this yet. Quite honestly, when it came out, I was like, you know what? I really don't feel like spending $60 on another Final Fantasy 13 movie. Freudian slip there, but yeah, pretty much. I didn't really feel like picking up another copy and going back into the story and being all just sad and emo and whatnot, because, well, let's just face it, Final Fantasy 13 is not the most uplifting story, and 13-2, while it was really cool and fun, it ended on a very big downer, and you got Lightning coming back, and I've heard some interesting things about this, but, it's an RPG, I needed to own it, complete my collection, so now I have it. Alright, moving right along, the last of my video game receives for Christmas time, and this goes to, well, The Alchemist of Dust Sky, otherwise known as Atelier Aisha and Logi. I wanted to pick this up when it first came out, but I just didn't have the funds. They were going elsewhere and doing other things, and, well, Ruchan saw this on my list and got it for me. I'm very much appreciative of that. I've been collecting all of the Altair games. I have not actually played a single one yet, to be quite honest. There's a lot of them, 1 to 2 coming out a year. I just haven't had a chance to sit down and actually play them, but I've been collecting them so that I can one of these days sit down and enjoy these. So, awesome. Added to my collection. All right. Next up is, well, I saw this in Best Buy on a lunch break. Me and the guys from the office went to Best Buy, and I was looking around in the anime section, and I saw this, and it caught my eye. I was like, what? Really? I didn't realize this was happening. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about Ghost in the Shell on Blu-ray. Ghost in the Shell is the 25th anniversary edition. Ghost in the Shell is probably one of my favorite animes from back in the 90s. I really love Ghost in the Shell. I love the creator of Ghost in the Shell and his the work that he does. It's really, really good, really fun, provocative story, thoughtful story, all of this stuff. And then a few years back, they brought Ghost in the Shell out on Blu-ray, and it was called Ghost in the Shell 2.0. I picked it up, started watching it, and what they'd done is they'd basically redrawn the whole entire movie using the character designs and setup from the TV show, from the standalone complex setup. And then they added CG scenes during some certain scenes, and one of the things that really annoyed me with it is that they put the CG scenes in some of my favorite scenes from the movie. There's a scene where the main character is down in the ocean. She's down in the sea, and she's just sitting there with the music in the background and looking up into the, basically up into the sky, into the top of the water, and really cool music and everything that happens during that point, and it was in CG. The only way you could get the original movie on the Blu-ray was to watch it. It did include the original movie on Blu-ray, but it was in standard definition. And I always thought that was kind of odd and whatnot. So to finally see a copy of the original, the original on Blu-ray, I just had to pick it up. I've got a few copies. I got a couple copies on VHS, DVD, Blu-rays now, and whatnot, and it's really good. I highly recommend it. If you've not ever seen this before, you should watch it. One of these days I'll sit down and review it and basically tell you all the details about what I like about this. Alright, moving right along. Next up is Hellsing on Blu-ray. I have been, and let me go back and redo this. Hellsing Ultimate on Blu-ray. I've really enjoyed Hellsing ever since the original anime came out. I actually liked it. I enjoyed it and whatnot. And then I read the manga and realized how different the original story was from the anime. And then, of course, they came out with Hellsing Ultimate, and I started getting that original story in an animated form. And it was really cool, really gory, tons of fun. And it was just really awesome to actually own that. And so I was collecting it back when Genion was putting these out on DVD. And then Genion went under, and, well, I just kind of stopped. Wasn't really following it. And, of course, I started seeing AMVs that used Hellsing Ultimate from, episodes I hadn't seen, because I'd really only seen up to episode 5. But there was more episodes beyond 5, and I'm like, what is going on here? And, well, now I pretty much own most of it that's out. We've got volumes 1 through 4, which is its own set, 5 through 8, which is its own set, and 9 and 10, which is, of course, its own set as well. I will definitely be sitting down and marathoning these one of these days. Yeah, I mean, each episode's about an hour long, so, this is 10 hours worth of footage right here, but, yeah. And apparently this first disc, the 1 through 4, also includes over 200 minutes of extras and whatnot. But either way, I now have all of Hellsing Ultimate that at least you can pick up here in the States at this time, and that's really cool. Alright, next up, as the last of my anime gets from Christmas, it is Saint Tail. And you might be wondering, Saint Tail, really? I've been wanting to actually own Saint Tail for quite some time. Quite a few years back, I had actually picked up the second set. Basically, the last half of the show of Saint Tail they released in one box set. So I've had the last set, the last half of Saint Tail for quite some time. But what I didn't have was the first half. And then I went looking around for the first half and realized there wasn't a full set or anything. Instead, it came in singular discs, and there were 5 of them. Did you notice I only have 4? Unfortunately, the one I am now currently missing is currently going for about $90 on eBay, and there's currently a new copy available through Amazon for $75. I may pick that up at some point in time, or I may sit around and hopefully it'll go down in price a little bit. Either way, though, I really do want to pick up that last copy and get the last set of episodes so I can actually sit down and watch this really cool magical thief show. That's basically what this is. Saint Tail's about a magical thief who goes around stealing pictures which are probably infested with evil spirits or something like that, similar to Dean Angel, I guess, was kind of the style. And of course, the main character, she's the thief, but she has a love interest who is a detective boy trying to capture her. So it's one of those really interesting ideas where she loves the boy who's trying to catch her. I love Magical Girl. It's it's a format that I've really loved for a very long time, and then this other offshoot of Magical Girl, which is Magical Thief, I always thought was kind of cool, and now I own almost all of it. And hopefully, I will own all of it one day soon. Either way, though, thank you, Ruchan. I really love all those presents. So, let's now move on to basically what I picked up on my vacation. As I said, we went down to Florida, and while we were in Florida, we stayed at a resort and everything. My parents bought into a timeshare, and so we got to enjoy some fun time at a resort there in Orlando. And one of the days we went to Disney, at least me and Ruchan. Basically, my family decided, hey, just go wherever you want. We're going to do one day of parks, and you can choose which park. And we chose Epcot Center because for the two of us, Epcot is the place to go. It's really cool, really fun, really nerdy. A lot of interesting stuff to do, and of course you get to go around the World Showcase, and that's something Ruchan has never actually had a chance to do, so I got a chance to sit down and basically take her through the World Showcase and show her really everything and whatnot. And we wound up eating at Tokyo Dining there in the Japanese pavilion. Obviously, the Japanese pavilion, look at me, I'm an otaku, I'm going to spend a lot of time at the Japanese pavilion, but we wound up eating there. They've got a teppanyaki thing called, I think it was Edo Dining or something like that, and then there's Tokyo Dining, which is more traditional Japanese dining, and had a really, really nice, good meal. And then we spent the last hours basically shopping there at the Tokyo Pavilion and picking up a bunch of stuff. Well, let's just go over some of the stuff that I had gotten while we were there. Alright, so first off, is this, and you might be asking me, what's this? Well, this is a set of chopsticks. Something that I haven't had here in the house for a while, and that is chopsticks. I did have a pair of my own, but I was using it for a couple of different things, not just eating, and eventually it got really grody and I needed to throw them out. I've had them for over 10 years and whatnot, so I knew I wanted to pick up some more chopsticks, and I wanted to pick up a set. That way, I could sit down. We could have a Asian themed meal, and I would have chopsticks for everybody, or at least for the majority of people. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5 different sets of chopsticks here, so that's enough for a small little get together of 5 people. Really nice to pick that up and enjoy it. Alright, what else do we got in here? I think we got a few different things. Alright, what do we got? Really well packaged. I love the way the ladies there at the Japanese Pavilion package things. They really do a great job and whatnot. Yes. As you no doubt know, I collect shot glasses. So I picked up a Japan shot glass from the Japanese Pavilion. And now I get to add that to my lovely collection of shot glasses. Alright. Okay, what do we got here? This looks somewhat big. What did he get? Oh, yes. Well, I don't believe I purchased this, but wound up in my bag. But either way, Ruchan had picked this up, and we thought this was kind of interesting. It is Naruto Ramune. Nothing else special about it. It's your basic Ramune, but Naruto flavored or themed or whatnot. So, yeah. I'll be sure to send this Ruchan's way. Alright. Okay, now, this, if I remember correctly, did not come from the Japanese Pavilion, but it did come from Epcot, and I believe it's a shot glass. Oh, who would have thought? Shot glass. Yep, and it is. It is a Epcot Center shot glass, their retro style shot glass. It's nice and, blue, and it's got a clear on the inside and whatnot, and I thought that was a really cool design. If I was going to buy a shot glass, this was the one that I wanted. Alright. You know what? I'm going to stick the Ramune in this other bag. That way, I will know that this goes back to her, not me. Okay. Moving right along. What else do we got? Yes. You might be asking me what this is. Well, this is a glass. And no, not a shot glass. One of the nights that we were down in Orlando, in fact, this was on New Year's Eve, my family decided to go to a dinner theater. And which dinner theater did we choose while we were down there? Capone's Dinner and Show. Might be a little hard to read that, but basically we got these. These are little souvenirs that they gave us from the show. Unfortunately, we did not get shot, so we did not get a T-shirt. But instead, we got these glasses from the Dinner and Show, and it was really good. Nice, fun show. Nice meal. Good, fun family time and whatnot. And yeah. We all got these little glasses, so I'll get to enjoy that for time to come. And there's the other glass. This one's Ruse. All right. What else do we got in here? Yes. Getting down to the wire here. Not a whole lot else that I actually purchased. Most of my money was spent on food. And just enjoying ourselves and whatnot. Anyway, while we were down there, we had some time to spend on our own one afternoon, and, well, my family used to take me down to Old Town in Kissimmee. It's this neat little amusement park, basically what it is just this set up like an old town, a bunch of stalls and old-timey buildings and whatnot, and most of it there were some restaurants, some specialty shops, and a lot of gift shops. There's also go-karts and other things around there for us to enjoy. And I decided to take Ruchan down to Old Town and show her what it was. She's always heard about it, but she'd never gotten a chance to go. And so we decided to go. We went during the day. In fact, I believe it was New Year's Day now that I remember. And there were people there, but a lot of the shops were closed, probably because it was during the day or because it was New Year's Day and they were recuperating from the massive party the last night. Either way, though, one of the cool places that are there is the general store. Go into the general store, and one of the things that they have is something I can't find pretty much anywhere else. I can only find there, and that is these little 10-ounce bottles of Pepsi. I've been drinking these for years. Going down there, I'd always go down. I pick up a bunch and just enjoy, a nice little glass. 10 ounces is pretty good. I can get by off a 10. 8's a little too little for me. I like that extra 2 ounces in a 10, maybe close to 12 ounce and whatnot. Winds up being a really cool thing. It's in a glass bottle, but it has your standard plastic top on it. If I remember right, these used to come with a metal top, but now it's just a plastic top that you just screw open like a normal. And this actually has a slightly different flavor than your standard Pepsi does. And it's the only normal Pepsi product I know of that comes in a glass bottle. It's these little 10-ounce bottles. I don't know where they get them, but that's the only place I can find them. I actually have another bottle that I haven't drunk. I bought 2, had 1 to enjoy, and show you guys here. And another one where I will crack open one of these days, and you'll probably see a review. After all, I do like food, so who doesn't like seeing a fat man, drink drink products? Well, that's pretty much it for all of my purchases. I do have one more item that I brought home from from Florida. My parents had basically told all of us to not bother buying presents for them, and they weren't going to buy presents for us. Instead, our gift was to go to Florida, and they pay for everything, and they did. And it was really great, and I really enjoyed it. But I guess my mom just didn't feel like that was enough. So apparently she bought a few things and was really giddy to give this to me and my brother. We both got this exact same thing, and she told Ruchan about it, and she had to keep quiet until I actually got to see it. But my mom bought for us the Atari Flashback 5 video game system. And what is this? Well, it's an Atari clone, basically, but it has a bunch of games built into it. It has 92 games embedded right in this. It comes with 2 controllers, and they are wireless controllers, but it also allows you to input regular Atari controllers on the front. It's got the Atari hookups, which also means that hopefully my Genesis controller will actually work with it. I will definitely give it a try when I open this up and take a look at it. But yeah, it comes with 2 wireless controllers and a whole bunch of games already embedded into it. It's not necessarily the same as having my own Atari console, which I did. I actually owned a 7200, or was it 7800? One of those, and had a whole bunch of 2600 games and whatnot, and a ColecoVision as well. But I don't know what happened to them. They were at my grandparents'. I left them there because, it was just what I would play when I was there. We bought them at a garage sale while we were there, and sometime between me moving up there and whatnot, they had gotten lost or thrown out or something. I don't know. But I was kind of sad that I had lost them. I had a whole bunch of games and whatnot with that. But it's cool to own a little something physical. Even though this is basically an emulation console, it still is kind of cool that I now have this and can play a whole bunch of games. I mean, it's got like Warlords, Asteroids, Polaris, Outlaw, Space Invaders, Sword Quest. It's got 2 of the Sword Quest games, Fire World and Earth World, Surround, Video Chess, Pinball, Wizard, Breakout. I think Yars is in here. Frog Pond. Just a whole bunch of Atari games, basically. Doesn't look like there's any of the Activision games. These are just Atari games. which is kind of sad. It would be nice to have, like Pitfall or whatnot. But either way, though, really cool to actually have, and you'll be seeing a review of this sometime soon here. And, well, that's pretty much it. Not as big of a haul as one might think, but to be honest, some of these things costed a lot. So, yeah. Either way, though, really cool stuff, and of course, along with all the rest of the stuff that I got. Yeah, this wasn't all the stuff I got for Christmas. I actually got this really cool watch I was looking for. I've been needing a replacement to go on my hand, and so I've got one, and it syncs up to the atomic clock, which is really, really cool. I also got a whole bunch of new cookware to replace some of the cookware that I have. Some of the stuff I've got is really old. Some more, got some new air bake stuff for baking, and a nice big Tefal frying pan and whatnot to fries up some big things, such as some ham steaks. Haven't had that in a while, and it's nice to have something big enough I can do that. And well, you'll get to see all of that cool fancy stuff in a later cooking episode. No point in pulling it all out here right now. Either way, though, that's pretty much all the stuff that I picked up. It is now into the new year. Got some more stuff to go off. Like I said, I've got a few more reviews coming up here soon of all the stuff that I've done, all the good food and things that I eaten while I was on my trip. Like I said, there's the Tokyo Dining, Al Capone's. Went to a couple really good places in Atlanta on the way back, the Marietta Diner and a place called Taco Mac. So look forward to those reviews coming up here soon. I've got some more stuff. People seem to like, me eating pizza and whatnot, so I've got some frozen pizzas ready to do some reviews on, and a whole bunch of other stuff. The winter season has started in anime, and I've got a few episodes already up, so we'll be doing some more reviews coming up very, very soon of all of that, and well, just a really cool, fun stuff coming up here in the year 2015, so look forward to all of that. Thank you guys for watching, and this is Nate, signing off.